Hello, everyone. I'm Sean.
This is who?
We are the Courageour Frights back once again, and now we're going to do our list of most anticipated films of 2023.
Yes.
So, Happy New Year, everyone.
Yes, Happy New Year's.
We survived another rotation around the sun.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
And to celebrate, we're getting more films.
Yes, exactly. Hopefully this will save the theaters, as they always say.
Gonna save Hollywood,
Save Hollywood.
even though not all of these are Hollywood films.
Yes.
Okay, so we're just gonna run down the list. This is our no in particular order.
Yeah, it's just like probably 10 movies or maybe more.
Yeah, I think we each have 10 movies. So we're just gonna talk about a movie and tell us why we like it, why we think it's gonna be good.
It may or may not show up. May or may not show up. Yes. Possibly.
Yeah, movies that may or may not exist.
Yeah.
But are rumored to. So let's go get started here, I guess. So what is whatever, your number 10?
My number 10 is Spaceless.
Who?
Well, it should be who, because apparently this movie's been in production for 23 years.
Nice.
But it's about a movie about someone's like in space, or like knocked out in space, is like just tumbling around in space. But it has like a computer that's like talking to him, and it's basically the computer's there to like talk to him while he's dying, like until he eventually dies in space. That's literally the whole premise of the movie. Mm-hmm. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because apparently this movie was supposed to be coming out like 20 years ago. Like it's been in development hell for like 20 years. So I was looking at the list and seeing 2023 movies. They said this movie was on there, saying it's supposed to come out this year. Like,
great.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. It probably won't show up, but I just wanted to bring it up because it sounds like an interesting story, isn't it?
It does sound interesting. Did it say something about them trying to solve how he died?
That's the whole point. Like, the computer and him are just kind of like, since he's kind of tumbling around in space, like, they have nothing else to do.
Yeah.
Kind of trying to solve why he's, like, out there, I guess.
They probably find out the computer hit the
ejection button or something.
Button.
So I could see that just by looking at that premise alone. It's kind of interesting. It'd be like someone just trying to figure out why they're out here.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, it could be like AI kind of went bad or something and tried killing you. Like, I know some space ones, like,
a lot of Alien did that.
Yeah. 20,000 leagues, or
20,000 leagues
under the sea.
CGI squid.
No, it's like, what's that one?
2001.
Yeah, 2001 Space Odyssey has that type of killer AI thing.
Yeah, I can't let you do that thing.
I can't let you do that. But this kind of movie kind of feels like that one movie where he's like, it's like the Sandra Bullock movie where she's like in space.
Oh,
and what's the thing it was called?
It was Gravity.
Gravity or something like that. It's something like this.
Yeah,
where she's like in space and it's going farther and farther, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so number 10, I guess I'm just going for the jugular here. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. So like I said, this is going to be a two-parter.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, so this is Part 1. So this is the final movie in the Mission Impossible franchise.
Oh.
So they're doing that Part 1, Part 2 thing like they did with Twilight and Harry Potter.
Harry Potter did that.
Everything.
Deathly Hallows.
Yeah. So it's going to be one of those type of things. This looks insane. It's Mission Impossible.
Yeah, Tom Cruise. Probably like bread and butter almost.
Yeah. He's jumping off a cliff in Norway on a motorcycle or something.
I think it showed like that. I think there was like a message he had recently. He was like him right before he was doing the stunt or something.
Yeah, he was like hanging off a helicopter, giving a thank you for Top Gun Maverick and see you at the cinema next year or something. He goes flying off like without a parachute.
It was like great. I took in his bat suit.
Yeah. It's like, okay. So this is a franchise. Mission Impossible is a franchise this might be one of the only franchises that pulled this off, where there's like a million sequels and every movie is better than the last.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's like if you go back and watch the original Mission Impossible compared to these ones, they're on a whole different level now.
They're good. Like, Mission Impossible is one of those series that's like, unless they just screw this one up, they're all like good and they just get better and better every time.
Imagine in 1996 when we were all spellbound by watching Tom Cruise hang from the ceiling on a cord versus now where he's like hanging off a plane in like real time.
Yeah, pretty much.
These movies are nuts.
Yeah.
I don't think, like, this isn't even an exaggeration. This guy has to be doing the most insane stunts, with the exception of Jackie Chan.
Mm-hmm.
Like, literally, the only man on Earth that has done anything more insane than this is Jackie Chan.
Yeah, because Jackie Chan was like running on buildings and stuff, like skyscrapers.
Some of the stuff Tom Cruise has done, I think, is possibly even more insane than
Yeah.
Jackie Chan, though. Like,
Yeah.
the stunt that almost killed Jackie Chan was him just falling off a building, and it was by accident. Or he
Yeah.
fell off a tree or something.
Yeah, because he almost fell on his head or something.
He was like an armor of God or something like
Yeah.
that. He almost died. He ended up getting rushed to the hospital in, like, Czechoslovakia or something.
Yeah, because they always show like the blooper, like old Jackie Chan movies. They always show like those ending things
Yeah.
of him doing the actual stunts and stuff.
Right, yeah. Whereas this one, I mean, Tom Cruise broke his ankle in the last one.
And he still ran on.
Yeah, he's still running on it. So, yeah, Tom Cruise is absolutely insane. Regardless of what your opinion of him as a person or an actor or whatever,
Yeah.
you gotta respect the stunt work he does.
Which is like one of those things. It's almost like a throwback to older movies because like the actors used to do their stunts because they had to. They didn't have body doubles and stuff.
Well, it's like Jackie Chan's #1 role model is like Charlie Chaplin and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even other martial artists.
Yeah.
So he always kind of was inspired by silent film stars that used to do all their own
They had
stunts.
to do them because they don't have body doubles.
Yeah, they didn't have any of that stuff back then. If you saw it on film, it was happening.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's my first pick.
Yes.
So, what's your second?
My number 9 would be, I mean, Aquaman 2.
Oh.
I did enjoy Aquaman 1, like quite a bit.
Mm.
I mean, it probably going to be the last Aquaman movie for a while.
I think it's the last DCU movie, I think.
Yeah, last DCU movie until James Gunn.
If the rumors are true and James Gunn's doing a hard reboot. We don't know what he's doing.
Yeah. It's like he's being James Gunn.
I think this week he's supposed to mention what his plan is, but
yeah, because I think he said they have it all ironed out or something. But Aquaman 2, I did like the first one. I do like Jason Momoa as Aquaman.
Mm-hmm.
And the first one was pretty decent. It made like how much did that make? That like $1 billion.
It was $1 billion plus.
$1 billion plus. It was like
Yeah.
probably one of DC's more successful movies.
It was the only DC movie to hit $1 billion, other than I think the Joker.
Yeah, that's probably true. I don't think Wonder Woman even make that much.
No, Wonder Woman I think did worldwide.
Worldwide, okay.
And these numbers are all worldwide, so
Yeah.
I think Wonder Woman may have hit $1 billion.
Yeah.
Or very close to it.
Yeah.
The first one, not 84.
Was Aquaman 2 made by James Wan? I don't even know.
I think so.
Okay, so another James Wan movie, which he's horror. His whole thing is horror.
Yeah.
So
Well, Aquaman 1 had a lot of horror.
Yeah, they have a lot of horror elements with like the trench and stuff.
Yeah, which we were supposed to get a Trench spin-off movie.
They
Never
canceled
happened.
that. They canceled that like a long time
We
ago.
were supposed to get an Amazon spin-off movie. That didn't happen.
Yeah, which probably not going to happen now.
No. Well, who knows what's happening now?
Yeah, so but that's a movie I am actually kind of excited for because I do like the first one.
Mm-hmm.
I want to
Yeah, I
see
do
the
too.
second one. I want to see the continuation, but hopefully they explain what's if they're not going to continue on the series. Hopefully they have an ending to it.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be like a cliffhanger.
It's real bizarre that The Flash is not the final film.
Yeah. Yeah, they probably shouldn't flip those movies around. just
Why
like
is
Flash.
well, at one point it was. Like they keep switching the release dates.
Yeah.
For a while, Aquaman 2, I think, was going to come out this year, or like 2022.
Oh, yeah. I
And
think
then it
it's
got pushed back to like,
because of like reshoots or something.
yeah, it
They
got pushed
wanted
back
to
to
put,
like,
Batman in.
yeah, they put one of the Batmans in. First it was Michael Keaton, now it's Ben Affleck,
Yeah.
now maybe nobody.
No Batman. Robert Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson.
He walks in. It's like, whoops, wrong set, and leaves.
It's like, I'm not even part of this universe.
Yeah. So it's like, I want to see, because even though we complain about DC, I do kind of want to see how they handle this situation, because if James Gunn's going to switch everything around, I do want to see how they handle it.
Yeah.
It kind of depends on what they do, because it's like, it can be really bad. It can be either really good, or if they make a cliffhanger in this movie, obviously it's supposed to go to a third movie, but then just kind of like
Then they just ignore it.
ignore it. It's like, well, we're not going to ever have that. That's just stupid.
Well, I mean, we already got that with Superman.
Yeah, with Superman. Yeah, exactly. That's one problem. That's one issue that we have with DC.
Yeah.
Like, finish your franchise. At least.
Post credits that go nowhere.
Yeah, exactly. But that is my number 9.
Okay, my number 9 is Megan. This movie looks really dumb. That's why it's on my list. No, it actually looks interesting, and I think isn't this the first Blumhouse crossover with Atomic Monster?
Yeah,
or
this is like
something?
the Blumhouse James Wan crossover, whatever,
Yeah,
the first one.
yeah. So it's kind of like it's just a killer doll movie. It's like
Yes.
Annabelle. It's really like the Child's Play remake,
Yeah.
the Mark Hamill one with like the CGI chip or whatever.
Yeah.
Where it's literally the plot is somebody switched this thing to evil.
Yeah. Somebody switched this thing to evil.
But now it's got sweet dance moves.
Yes.
But putting that in the trailer was a creative
They have
choice.
that one and that other move where it's like the fire hose, like pressure washer.
Yeah,
Down the basement.
whatever. Which they closed the trailer with.
Yeah.
That's the final scene.
It's so stupid.
It's real dumb. That actually looked like a legitimately decent horror film until she started just busting a move in the hallway. It was like, what the hell? And they almost guarantee they put that in there just for the meme value.
Probably.
They were like, we're gonna see, and I'm pretty sure there are TikToks of this already exist.
I'm sure.
But I'm sure you're gonna see a bunch of TikToks of the Wednesday Addams dance versus the Megan dance.
There probably is going to be
TikTok dance
There'll be
offs.
like dance off challenge or like blind what that bait or like bird nest challenge. What was that one where they were like walking around and like blindfolded? What was that?
Oh yeah, that Sandra Bullock movie.
They have like they're blind and walking across the road. It'd be that. It'd be like people dancing off.
Bird Box.
Yeah, Bird Box.
Bird Box. That's what it was. Okay, yeah. So that was my number 9. So what is your number 8?
Number 8 for me is Indiana Jones.
Okay.
Which I like that franchise with the exception of Crystal Skull, which that was a disaster.
Yeah.
This is, from the looks of the trailer, it looks like they're going back to their roots a little bit because it has like a de-aged Indiana Jones.
It looks amazing.
Yeah, it looks good. Like it looks like Harrison Ford when he was like in his prime. I guess I'd say.
That trailer has the best CGI I've ever seen, and some of the worst.
Yeah, it has some of the worst CGI.
That weird scene where Harrison Ford's like right on the horse when
yeah,
it
the
rears
ticker
up.
talk. It was like the ticker. It was that parade that was going on.
Yeah, the parade in New York City.
Yeah,
That's like actually
Or
Glasgow or something.
Yeah,
It
looks bad.
That looks terrible.
Horrible.
But yeah, the CGI de-aged Harrison Ford looks great.
But it almost kind of looks like it's either like I don't know if it's supposed to be going back in time. I don't know where they're going with this. That's the only thing.
Well, what I've heard is that the story begins like in 1940 or something.
Yeah.
30s, 40s, whenever. And the main villain is Mads Mikkelsen.
Yeah, because you see him every.
Yeah, and it's like Indy first met him in World War II.
Oh.
And had a run-in with him, and now he's fighting him again because now they're doing like the Operation Paperclip thing, where they use Nazi scientists to like fuel the space race.
It looks like they're going to like the moon or something.
Yeah, it's like a space thing because I think it's 1969 or 1970.
As long as no aliens show up.
Well, this would be the one that would have aliens.
That's true.
So, like, it makes more sense there'd be aliens in this than Crystal Skull. But...
Crystal Skull, but that was like original. That was originally George Lucas's original idea of Indiana Jones. Was that?
To be honest, though, a lot of like South American cultures and stuff do have stories about people from space. So I don't know. It kind of works.
Yeah, it just wasn't executed very well.
No, the movie around. I actually don't have a problem with the ancient aliens angle. I have a problem with all the garbage around it.
Yeah, like with the CGI, like monkeys,
prairie dogs,
and like CGI monkeys. It's like has like what's his name? It's Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf leading a legion of monkeys yelling like Tarzan.
And there's the fridge scene. That was another one that people hated.
Oh yeah,
that was
really
the fridge. Dumb. Because it's like he would have died.
They literally coined the term "nuking the fridge."
Yeah,
which I think we need to bring back because I think jumping the shark like came back.
Yeah, I think so.
I think nuking the fridge needs to be the term.
Yes,
for like a failed franchise.
At this point, but Indiana Jones 8 or Indiana Jones 8, the new Indiana Jones movie,
whatever it is, 5.
Yeah, 5, whatever it is. It's maybe they can get back. It looks like they're going back to the roots, which. I'm sure they will be. And this is Harrison Ford's last.
He's like 82.
The last thing they'll have him back again.
Well, he's going to Marvel now, so.
Yeah, that's true. He can't go back. He's stuck with Marvel now.
Yes.
But we'll see how that works.
Moving on, we're on number 8. So my number 8 film is Evil Dead Rise. So this is the newest in the Evil Dead franchise. It's not being directed by Sam Raimi. It doesn't have Bruce Campbell in it, but I think they're producing or something. Like the last Evil Dead. I don't know why they're not continuing that film, because I honestly thought that remake was fine.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I guess we're rebooting it again, and now it's Evil Dead in a skyscraper in a city.
Oh yeah, I think that.
I guess actually lends more chances for carnage. Yes. Because you got a much higher body count than just cabin in the woods.
Yeah.
So it sounds like it follows 2 mothers or something.
That would be a kind. So it's like it's not like an apartment building or something.
I think it is.
Oh, it's like a skyscraper apartment.
It's like it's like an apartment building, like in a city somewhere.
Actually, that's something that a lot of people don't use as apartment buildings. It's always like one cabin, but it probably because it's so big, like a big area, you have to like go through the whole thing. But that would be kind of interesting.
Yeah, so it sounds interesting. I don't know a lot about it besides that, but I put it on my list, and I know you're Sam Raimi fan, so I'm sure it'll have some nods to Sam Raimi in there.
Yes.
So that was my number 8.
Okay, my number 7 is Old Ezra and the Flash.
Yes.
And the reason why I have this on this list is because I want to curious how they do. I want to curious how bad this is going to be. Like, but they keep saying it's good.
Yeah, but and Warner Brothers apparently just blew $10 million to put in a Super Bowl ad.
Yeah, it's like I'm kind of curious where this is going. Like this movie in particular going, because it's like it's the Flash. It's probably been reshot the most in existence of all movies, I would imagine.
The movie that was supposed to come out in 2017.
Yeah. 2017, it probably had 420 reshoots.
I think at this point. No joke, I think it had 16 script rewrites.
Yeah, it's like insane what they did with this thing. It's like I'm kind of seeing if they could have pieced it together. It's probably gonna be a totally disaster.
And it had like 4 directors.
Yeah.
Before Andy Muschietti got thrown into this mess. Yeah. And this is a good example. We complained we talked about in the last like year in review of 2022.
Yeah.
So go check that video out if you haven't seen that yet. We talked about there that Taika Waititi didn't want to do a second franchise film. Yeah. This could be why. Probably. Because Andy Muschietti did It in It Chapter 2. Previously he did Mama. And now he's been stuck in developmental hell with The Flash for like 5 years. And he hasn't been able to do any other projects.
Yeah, and that's the problem with like a lot of these movies and stuff. You get stuck in it, you can't do anything else.
Yeah. So he probably could have made like half a dozen films if he wasn't on this production.
Yeah. And we'll see how they... Ezra Miller's not supposed to be in it, but he is. It's like weird things.
I've heard that he's potentially 3 or 4 different characters.
He's like 6 different roles. He's like everywhere.
There's got to be a scene where there's like 4 Ezra Millers all talking to each other at the same time.
Pointing at each other, probably.
It's like, this is going to be horrendous.
Probably plotting on whose house to break into to get their
probably. But then we're going to get Michael Keaton, maybe.
Michael Keaton or Ben Affleck.
Maybe.
Or both.
And Gal Gadot, maybe.
And maybe the only thing we know is Henry Cavill's not going to be in it.
That's the only thing we know.
Everything else is like maybe, except Henry Cavill's definitely not in it.
Definitely not in it.
He filmed this scene. He was one of the reshoots.
And they cut it out.
And they cut it.
Allegedly. We don't know anything.
Yeah.
But I'm curious to see what they're doing with it.
Yeah, I'm curious as to how bad the train wreck's going to be.
And how is this not the final film in the DC slate?
Yeah. Watch it be like, explain everything's going to be destroyed, and then I'll go right to Aquaman 2.
And it goes to Aquaman 2, which is like clearly set before it.
Yeah, it's like great.
And this makes no sense.
Which I think Ezra Miller's supposed to be in Aquaman 2.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
Yeah, and we also get Blue Beetle after this.
Yeah.
So Blue Beetle comes out after this movie, and then Aquaman comes out after that.
Yes.
Great. Cool, DC.
Just so they can reboot it.
Cool. All right, so what was that, number 7?
Yeah, that's number 7.
All right, so my number 7 is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
That's a good one.
So I think this one's going to be really good.
Yes.
It'll be the last James Gunn movie I watched out here.
Yeah.
We'll see what he does with DC, but I actually am a really big fan of his Guardians
Yeah,
films.
Guardians kind of like set the blueprint of how after Guardians of the Galaxy 1 came out, it like kind of set the blueprint of how Marvel has been made their movies.
They also influenced DC because their first Suicide Squad was a really obvious ripoff of
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Until Suicide Squad 2 came out, which is like Guardians of the Galaxy again.
Well, yeah, but James Gunn made that.
Yeah. So
yeah, it's very. I'm really connected to those characters.
yeah.
Like, I would say, if they kill off all of the Guardians, I'm completely done with Marvel.
Yeah.
With like maybe one or two exceptions, because my favorite characters are obviously Thor, and then after Thor, it's like a list of Guardians of the Galaxy people.
Yeah.
Like starting with Rocket, but then it goes down from there. Like, but all my top 10 characters, like 80% of them are Guardians.
Yeah, I know. It's like with the way Marvel is, it's like you're going into like B tier. I would even say B tier character. They already use up all their
the B tier.
Yeah, they use up all the A tier characters like Captain America. Well, we have Captain America again.
But it's Captain Falcon though. It's not Captain America.
It's not that Captain America. Who else was there?
Like, we got potentially
Iron Man's gone.
Yeah, but I've heard rumors they're bringing him back somehow. Somehow Iron Man is returned.
It's gonna show up again.
Better be that evil Tom Cruise Iron Man.
Yeah, it better be. And then you have like who else is out there? It's like they refuse to have Fantastic Four, which I think
they have Blue Spaghetti.
Yeah, he's like dead.
Yeah.
But I think they're actually gonna show him back up again.
Well, they're gonna have a real Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's gonna be John Krasinski though.
Which a lot of people want John Krasinski and Emily Blunt. That would be a good choice. But
it would be good, but I don't know if they're gonna do
they're
it.
Not gonna do it. I don't think. They have Quiet Place to watch the film, and the other movie that's on here or maybe not. I guess it's from John, or maybe not. Never mind.
Well, yeah, but I mean, if I was John Krasinski, I would continue wanting to do The Quiet Place.
Yeah.
Because I'm over these franchises as a viewer.
Yeah.
Imagine being somebody that was in the creative process.
Yeah, probably because you have to keep doing them all the time.
Yeah, because they're all formulaic. You can't do what you want.
Disney has their formulas.
Yep.
But, yeah, because they have, like, who are the characters? Avengers. What are the characters? I don't even remember.
Just nobody left from the Avengers, though. Like, the real Avengers.
The major Spider-Man is, like, up in limbo because he's, like, not Spider-Man anymore.
It's because Sony wants to do everything but Spider-Man.
Yeah, he's like, Spider-Man is there, but he's not.
Well, they'll get back. They'll do Spider-Man the college years, but first we need to get the Hypno Hustler and whatever else in there.
Kraven the Hunter.
Kraven the Hunter, which that's not on my list, but it is a movie coming out next year.
Yes, but it's like, it's not the top tier characters people know anymore.
No, it's not. Like, none of them are, and a lot of them are rehashes of the characters we already had.
Yeah.
But now it's like, it's girl Iron Man, or it's girl Hulk, or it's girl whatever. It's like
twerking She-Hulk.
Twerking She-Hulk. It's like, they're not original characters.
Yeah. It's
like they're just like an alternate version of the character we already had.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
I was like, I don't want to see female Iron Man.
Yeah.
We already did that. Like, give me something else.
Yeah, we had Iron Man already.
I don't care if it's a woman on the team. Like, make her something new.
Yeah. There's plenty of character superheroes that you can choose from.
Yeah, because now we got whatever. We got She-Hulk. We got Ironheart. We got whatever. There's like a female version of everything. There's Captain Carter, which you just wasted.
Yeah, she's dead.
Where's the female Black Widow?
Yeah,
we got that too. Actually, we have Florence Pugh.
Yeah, that's one thing. It's like
we got a new Black Widow.
Use your X-Men characters. They have X-Men in there.
Well, they do have access to the X-Men.
Yeah, they have the access to the X-Men. Just use your X-Men characters.
Which allegedly plot leaks about Thunderbolts suggest that it's somehow connected to the X-Men. Because I guess the mission is them to obtain like adamantium or something.
Oh, there you go.
So that would essentially lead into Wolverine.
Yeah, well, that would be like Deadpool, because Wolverine isn't Deadpool.
Yeah, Wolverine
that's
isn't
supposed
Deadpool.
to be Wolverine. That's like actually Wolverine. Yeah. But who knows if that's actually going to be in the movie for very long. It's going to be like
that's true too. I don't know. And I don't think that's next year, though. I think it's in 2024.
And I think Hugh Jackman actually already said it's like this is one of the hardest things getting back into the world. Because he hasn't done it for... Like, you know how those people used to do exercise?
Well, that's why he didn't want to do it ever again.
Yeah, he was like dying, and he's like, this is even worse than before. Because
he really hated the diet and all that stuff that he had to do.
Well, he went from doing that into like being a prisoner on like a 1700s ship. He goes,
Yeah.
back to like 100 pounds. And he has to
Like
back
we said
up to-
before, Chris Hemsworth did the same thing.
Yeah, and it's like, oh god, that's got to be bad for your
But
body.
Chris Hemsworth also runs a fitness program,
Yeah.
so at least he's fit all the time anyway. Hugh Jackman's like, maybe he doesn't want to do that. Chris.
Yeah, I think he wants to like eat pizza and drink beer at home.
I think so.
Eat some Twinkies every so often.
I think he just wants to do musicals and be left alone.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have to be thin to be a musical person.
No.
But,
Okay, so what was that? That was my number 7 was Guardian. So what
okay.
is your...
My number 7 is...
You do your 7?
Oh, I think it's Flash. Yeah, that was Flash.
Okay, so 6.
6. My 6 is... Super Mario Brothers movie.
Yahoo!
And... The reason why I wanted to see this movie is because I want to compare it to how Sonic was. Because Sonic was good. Like,
yeah.
Sonic movie was really good.
Still haven't seen 2, but...
Yeah, I haven't seen 2 either. It was on the plane. Not one of my choices.
Yeah, but your flight from, like, to Florida is not, like...
Yeah, it was like an hour.
My 15-hour flight from Japan.
But... the only reason why I want to see it is because I'm going to compare it. And if I look at the trailer, it does look pretty good. But I'm kind of curious what they're going to do. It's almost like Mario's like being isekai'd into like the Mario world.
That's like literally what's happening.
Yeah, because he's like a regular plumber from Brooklyn named Mario.
Mario.
And you have Luigi Mario.
But Luigi Mario's a paranoid schizophrenic played by Charlie Day. So
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like that's perfect casting.
And they get isekai'd into the Mario world.
Yeah.
So he's obviously it's him like a was it going from one world to another, trying to like figure things out.
Yeah.
Like the humor looks, at least in the trailers. The only bad thing is the trailers. The movie's only like an hour and like 15 minutes long or something.
Mm.
It's not supposed to be very long.
Okay.
It's like, are they gonna? Did they show us all the good parts of the movie already? That's
Probably.
the only issue. Because it's like,
well, that's not good if that's the case because they haven't shown us much good stuff yet.
yeah, because like I said, its movie's not very long.
Yeah.
Like it's supposed to be pretty short. So you have your jokes, and that's the only bad thing about these type of movies is trailers will show all the good stuff, and then when you get to it, it's like,
They already showed us Donkey Kong in the last one.
yeah, Donkey King. I think they're supposed to show us Cranky Kong there
Oh yeah.
eventually. Where's the DK rap at? They need a DK rap.
Maybe we'll save that for the sequel.
Yeah, but I'm kind of curious. I'm just kind of curious. I just want to see if it holds up like Sonic did, because Sonic was really good.
Yeah, Sonic is really good. So, but this one being fully animated though,
Yeah.
like I don't know if it's
Being
like,
Illumination.
comparable.
And
Illumination makes some good stuff.
Yeah,
though, because,
they
like,
have to do Minions.
yeah, the Minion movies are pretty funny.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
So yeah, it might be all right. Okay, so my number 6 is The Last Voyage of the Demeter. So this is where I'm gonna start getting to some weird shit. My list is probably gonna be weirder than yours.
Yeah.
So, The Last Voyage of the Demeter, I guess it's talking about the ship that Dracula was transported on
Oh.
when he goes from, like, Transylvania to England.
Yeah.
And, like, basically a ship comes into England and everybody's dead on the ship. So, this is that story. So,
yeah,
this is a movie, speaking of movies that have been in developmental hell, this movie has to have been in developmental hell for almost a decade. This was supposed to be a Neil Marshall film. He's the guy who did Dog Soldiers. And it's changed hands like a dozen times since then. It's just a mess. But it's a movie that's been on my radar since then. So it's something I hope actually gets made. But again, it's one of those things that, like, is this getting made at all?
Is it a connection to Renfield?
Yeah, well, I might as well put Renfield on here as well.
Yeah, I guess those three will be together, I guess.
We'll put this as number 6, two-parter. Renfield,
yeah,
also,
number 6A.
6B
6B.
is Renfield, because I forgot to put that on my list. Renfield is sort of a comedy.
Yeah, that's supposed to be a comedy.
That one stars Nicholas Hoult as Renfield, but the real draw is Nicolas Cage as Dracula.
Yeah.
He looks over the top in the sun photos.
Sure.
So, yeah, those are my picks. 2 Dracula movies.
There we go. But yeah, that does sound pretty interesting. That would be kind of an interesting movie to watch. Being in like a ship, being bound, and was dead on the ship. Because
Yeah,
Dracula
is just like killing everybody on the ship.
Do that or Dio Brando. JoJo's Bizarre.
That
That was a
also
JoJo
happens.
reference. By
Yeah.
the way.
Well, I think they got that from Dracula.
Yeah.
Also, Jurassic Park: The Lost World.
What was that?
Because the Lost World Jurassic Park has the
Oh,
scene where the
yeah.
ship's coming in
It's
the
like
shore.
in the harbor.
Yeah, and the T-Rex is in the hold, but
Everyone's dead.
everybody's dead, and there's like a severed hand on holding a steering wheel.
Yeah.
How the hell did that happen?
He went back to the hole. He just locked himself back in there.
Okay, anyway, moving on.
Moving on, we have number 5, which I picked Dungeons and Dragons. It was like the Thieves' Tale or something.
Honor Among Thieves.
Yeah, Honor Amongst Thieves. That looks like a fun movie. I think, from
Yeah.
listening to the trailer, it looks very fun. It definitely Dungeons and Dragons, because everything in there is all Dungeons and Dragons stuff. So
Yeah, it's got like owlbears.
yeah, owlbears, and it has Chris Pine in it.
Yeah, it's Chris Pine in it. So
It looks like one of those fantasy action movies, like this adventure movies that are just fun.
it's basically Chris Pine's basically the bard from The Witcher.
Yeah, pretty much.
He's
pretty
like
much.
Dandelion or whatever.
Yeah, so it just looks like, at least from the trailers, it looks like a fun adventure movie from maybe like the 2000s or something.
Yeah, well, it's a fantasy movie. We don't get
Yeah.
many of those that aren't like an established franchise.
Yeah, or like dead serious. Everything's like dead serious. This is like more like laid back, I guess.
Yeah, it's comedic, but it could be fun.
Yeah.
Okay, my number 5 is The Expendables 4.
I didn't even know they were making another Expendables.
Yeah, this one's like going under the radar, but apparently Stallone is making it again. I don't know how many of the original team is coming back.
Yeah, because
but
Jason Statham and stuff's supposed to be in there.
yeah, well, I'm sure he's back because he's like the number 2 guy.
Oh, okay.
I don't think Jet Li's coming back, but we got a trade off. Tony Jaa is in this, and Iko Uwais is the villain.
Oh, there you go.
So, like, this could have some crazy action in
Is
it.
Arnold gonna be in there?
I don't know if Arnold's in it or not. Like, if he is, it's gonna be a cameo.
Probably.
He's always been like a side character in the Expendables anyway. So I'm excited mostly because of Tony Jaa and Iko Uwais. I wonder if they're replacing Jet Li with Tony
Or
Jaa.
maybe Terry Crews. I don't remember. Like I don't remember the movies very often because I watched them so long ago. I don't think I've watched them all through the whole way. Anyway.
Yeah, I know Dolph Lundgren's part of the team still.
Yeah, because I know Terry Crews was there.
Yeah, he's in there at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I enjoy the Expendables films, but they've had a steep drop off since the first one. But I did like Mel Gibson as the villain in 3.
Yeah.
He did a pretty decent job. 2 is meh. I think 2 is actually the weakest one.
And 3, yeah.
Because Van Damme is the villain in 2. But like Stallone beats him with like one hit. It was bad. But yeah, I don't know. But I'm excited to see Tony Jaa in an Expendables film.
Yeah.
I think that could be really good. They gotta up their choreography though.
Yeah. Well, so when is
The first one had really good action, but then it just kind of dropped off from there.
Yeah.
I think Chuck Norris like messed with the second one or something, made it PG-13 or something.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, because he's like, I don't do R films, but then like all of his movies in the 80s were R. So,
Like, great.
that's because Chuck Norris is like a big born again Christian or something.
Oh, yeah. When they have John Wick in there, like Keanu Reeves? They need to put
It was because he's got his own franchise.
Yeah,
It's basically the better version of the Expendables.
Yeah.
Why would he downgrade? Okay, so anyway, that's my 5.
Okay, my 4 is gonna be Ant-Man. Just because
Quantumania.
Quantumanium. Because this is really the beginning of Phase 5.
Yeah,
This will set the tone if I really want to watch the next movies or not.
that's true.
Because this is supposed to show Kang, the Conqueror, which we already seen
Danky Kang?
Yeah, Danky Kang. Yeah, exactly. This will show, because it's going to show, because we haven't seen anything what's going to happen and, the villains or anything.
Right.
This is supposed to be the start of it. If it's bad, then it's okay. Because, say, Phase 4 was a disaster.
Yeah, Phase 4 was pretty weak.
Yeah, it's do I really want to watch another? Because it's not
Are we getting MODOK?
Where's MODOK there?
I heard rumors he's
Yeah, I'm
around
pretty sure he's
somewhere in
supposed
there.
to be in there. I'm
He
pretty
might
sure.
be in this movie, actually.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he is. But because
Big old head.
Because I think Marvel wanted to do where they want to do shortened arcs, not 10 years, 15 years, or however long
Well,
Thanos' arc was.
this time ends with an Avengers film, though.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Who's gonna be in it? No one.
Who knows? It's gonna be Captain Marvel's gonna lead the Avengers.
Great, but we'll see. And I think Ant-Man is at least the rumors, is he's supposed to die in this movie.
Yeah.
But it's like that's another of the major characters that are going to be dead, and I think the daughter is probably supposed to like take this spot, or maybe
She's being played by a different actress in
yeah,
this
it's
or
not
something.
even the same actress.
Yeah.
So it's like they're just replacing all these people with kids, I guess.
Yeah, everybody's a kid. I think that's my problem with it. Some people are complaining about like changing everything to minorities or women or
Yeah.
whatever, which I mean I just did say that, but I think
Yeah.
my biggest problem with this is everybody's being replaced with inexperienced children.
Yeah.
It just seems like a bad idea.
Where's Disney and their child labor laws?
Cue to Thor: Love and Thunder when he raises a child army.
Yeah, exactly.
He just,
Well, that article
he just decides to commit war crimes by recruiting child soldiers.
Thor is committing war crimes. That was an actual article that I just saw today. Like, I
To be
should
fair, it was on like
yeah, it was like one of those.
we got this covered or
Yeah,
something.
it was like one of those like stupid websites that they just put like clickbait articles.
Funny though.
War crimes.
War is charged with war crimes.
It's like great.
That's why he's not coming back.
Yes,
That's why he's on some alien planet at the end of Thor: Love and Thunder.
he's hiding out.
He got kicked out of Earth for committing war crimes by enlisting children in his
Yeah.
war effort.
But as I said, like Phase 4 of Marvel. We had Shang-Chi. Didn't watch. The Eternals.
I don't watch any of the movies.
Didn't watch. I did watch Spider-Man,
Yeah,
which that was good.
yeah. That was the only movie that actually did the multiverse right.
Yeah.
Everything else did it wrong. Like Multiverse of Madness was a mess.
They even explained that it was like that was my spell that went off awry.
Yeah, which that's even stupid.
And then they got rid of Spider-Man basically because he's like, no one knows who Spider-Man is.
Yeah, I don't understand the ending of that movie.
And Ant-Man.
How did he get an apartment in New York City?
Yeah, I was like, who
With
is this
no
guy?
ID. They better bring us the pay me rent guy.
That's what you're.
Because I think the only way you're gonna get an apartment in New York without
Yeah.
ID is if it's like some Russian landlord who's hiding out anyway.
Probably.
He takes cash under the table.
Yeah. They need him in there's like, I'll pay your damn rent when you fix this damn door. Kicks it.
It's free country. It's no rent-free country.
So it's like this was like, but this movie is kind of, to me at least, this will determine if I want to watch any of the other movies. To be honest,
Yeah.
except with the exception of like Guardians of the Galaxy because I do like them.
I agree with that too. Like I said before, I'm in for Guardians. I'm in for Thunderbolts, which I think is 2024, which is not why it's not on the list. But I want to see that. But that's because David Harbour and apparently Harrison Ford's the president and possibly the Red Hulk.
Great.
He
Get off my plane.
just hulks out.
Yeah.
So I think that'll be interesting.
Yeah.
But that's basically just Marvel's Suicide Squad.
Yeah, pretty much.
But other than that, I don't really care about
this
this.
is like it's. If they want to spark interest, this movie better be like good, like
Yeah.
or like. Oh, I do like Ant-Man. That is one character I do like.
Yeah, but if the rumors are true, they're killing him
Yeah,
off.
it's
Like,
just
why
like-
would you?
There's
That's like
no
me
point.
with Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Like, if they kill off the Guardians, which it seems to be implying,
Yeah,
then why would I watch more of
Yeah.
this?
it's like why would I want to watch more? Because
I don't care
the
about.
villain, which I have no idea who that villain is.
I don't care about the Marvels
Yeah, the Marvel
or
that,
whatever else is coming out.
that had no interest with that at all. But
That's going to be a musical, at least part of it.
yeah, that's what I say. That's the reason why I had that on my list. Is like, okay, I want to see what they're gonna do with the big Phase 5, but if it's bad, or if the villain sucks, or if it doesn't make any sense, it's like, do I really want to sit through another 5 years of this? Probably not.
5 more years of this.
Yeah,
Trapped in a theater for 5 years.
It's like there's only so much pizza people eating pizza all the time. Why my ears?
Yes. I think our theater might be getting beer in soon because they start expanding their.
Yeah,
Stuff.
they've been like remodeling the theater that we normally go to, so they probably will have beer. They probably have like
Pizza
a
and
bar.
beer.
Yeah, a bar in there. People have their 24-inch pizzas.
Now we can go in there for like breakfast, lunch, and dinner
Yeah, exactly.
and watch 3 movies a day.
Never leave. Like never leave there.
Yeah.
All Marvel movies.
Marvel movies. Okay, so we're at number 4 now.
Yes.
Back onto my weird ass list that nobody's ever heard of. My number 4 movie is called Irati. And this is a Basque historical medieval horror film. So this is, I guess, the plot is essentially this Basque woman is guiding Spanish crusaders and like Moorish
Mm-hmm.
Muslims like through a forest. Is like in Reconquista period Spain or something.
Mm-hmm.
But the forest is like there's like entities or something that live in the forest because it's like a pagan Basque country or something.
Oh yeah.
So it's like pretty much like Christian crusaders and Islamic jihadists basically both getting massacred by pagan demons in the woods. So I think it's a good story.
Yeah, that does sound kind of interesting.
This is being directed by the guy who did Elementary, which is weirdly one of our most watched videos on the channel.
Yeah.
I did like a 5-minute review of Elementary, which was a Basque adaptation of like the common European folktale of like the devil and the blacksmith or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's set in like 1830s Spain in the Basque country. So this is another Basque movie directed by the same guy. So I put it up on my list because it sounds interesting.
Yes. That does sound pretty interesting, actually. There's like too many medieval horror movies, especially when they're like knights and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's probably like, I don't know when this would be set, probably like 12th century,
Yeah,
12th century.
Reconquista.
Because like Spain was fighting the Moors for like
Yeah.
400 years or something.
So they got pushed out.
Yeah.
But okay, my movie here is a horror movie as well. For 3, it's called Bunker. So the movie is I never heard of it until like we were doing some research on like for this
Yeah.
thing. I was kind of looking at movies, what was coming out
I
next
think
year.
I heard of it, and that's about it.
So Bunker is like a World War One movie. It's a horror movie, but it's kind of the way they at least the trailer looks. It doesn't know. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be it's like paranormal or something like
Yeah.
supernatural, or if it's like just someone they're like stuck in this bunker and they're just like going crazy over because they're like stuck
Yeah,
there.
that's true.
Being World War One, and you know how like because the trench warfare was so bad, I'm sure some of those
You
people
might
have
be
some.
stuck in there for like months.
Yeah, they said because the way it shows, because it like the first scene in the trailer, the guy's like talking about there's this bunker here that people are just dead or something like that, and it's like we're not sure if it's why this is here or something like that. And then there's bombing that happen around them, and they kind of get trapped in the bunker.
Yeah.
And then from there, it shows like just scenes after scenes of like either people going crazy or just like it shows this guy like sharpening his knife, and he like looks really menacing doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And like this stuff comes from the ceiling and stuff, but it doesn't look. I don't know if it's just someone just remembering their wartime experiences, especially World War One.
You could go both ways. There's a couple movies about something similar to this, like in World War II and present day. I think it was a movie called Outpost or something.
Yeah.
That I think it was zombies or ghosts or something. I can't remember what, and it was like in a bunker type thing.
I wonder if that's kind of similar to this.
So it may be similar to that, and I don't know if they're trying to do something like that.
Yeah, because I showed some guy in like some gas mask, but but sometimes there's scenes where it's obviously, at least in the trailer, there are scenes that's obviously like someone's remembering something.
Yeah.
But you never know if it's just like if it's like a ghost or something. It's like showing these things.
True.
Kind of like Vecna or something.
Yeah,
like
kind
of things or something like that. But it looks interesting. I never even heard about it. I don't even know if it's an American movie or not. It might be a European movie, but
British or something.
yeah, because some people sound like they're American English, but some people sound like different type of English. It's like it's kind of who knows. I'm not sure. I didn't look too much in depth. I watched the trailer.
Yeah.
I just got that far. I watched
Right.
the trailer and as I read the synopsis, so I was like, that sounds kind of interesting.
Yeah, this is sort of our what's piquing our interest
Yeah.
right now kind of video. Okay, so what was that? Your number 3?
That's number 3, yeah.
Okay, so my number 3, continuing the movies nobody's ever heard of. My number 3 is Sisu. So Sisu, I guess it's being translated as the immortal here.
Mm-hmm.
Sisu is a Finnish word, which the Finns always say it's a word that can't be translated to English, and then immediately follow it up by saying it means grits or determination. It's like, okay, can't be translated to English, but this is what it means.
It can't be translated, and so it has a translation.
That's a translation. So it's something like this indomitable spirit that the Finnish people it's like one of the hallmarks of the Finnish culture.
Yeah.
Is this word sisu. You see it a lot. It's sort of like, I don't know, like Japanese talk about like Yamato Damashi or whatever. It's like the Yamato spirit or something.
Yeah.
It's like that, but Finnish. And it's kind of like this idea of like guts or determination against like impossible odds or something. So that's what the movie means. But what it is it's actually set after the war with Russia. So it's World War II.
Mhm.
This is post continuation war. It's like 1944. It's actually during the Lapland War, which is like a 3 month period where Finland fought Germany right after fighting the Russians. So it's about this guy who's just called Sisu, I guess. So he's just this mysterious guy who they just call like I guess they call him the Immortal or something
Yeah.
in the English translation. And he's just guys. I guess he's just fed up with the war. He decides to be like a prospector up in the Lat country in the far north. He's going up there digging for gold, and he finds some gold. He's coming back to the village, and all of a sudden he gets stopped by this SS officer and like a platoon of soldiers, and they basically like beat him up and take his gold. And then he proceeds to hunt them all down and kill them in the most gruesome ways possible.
There we go.
And it's essentially like what I saw. I saw a guy review this. One person I think has a review of it up. It comes out next month, but it was at the Toronto Film Festival.
Oh, okay.
And he basically said it was like a Finnish grindhouse film. Like it's supposed to have brutal kills, but it almost sounds like John Wick too.
It does sound like a John Wick movie.
Because I guess it's revealed who this guy is, and I guess they call him the Immortal because he killed like hundreds of Russian soldiers in the war or something like that. And he can't be stopped, and so he's kind of like like John Wick is Baba Yaga or whatever, like that kind of thing.
This is just Sisu.
This is Sisu, which I guess it's kind of the same thing. He's almost immortal, almost godlike in his ability to kill people.
There we go.
So it sounds really cool, though. So I put it way up on my list.
There we go.
So that was my number 3.
Okay, so it gets to number 2. My number 2 is Knock at the Cabin.
Okay, yeah.
And the reason why I have this on here is because I actually just read the book, Cabin, I think it's Cabin in the Woods or something.
Mm-hmm.
Which is what this movie is based off of. Which this movie is an M. Night Shyamalan movie.
Yes.
And the movie's, like, the book's about, it's kind of hard to explain things because it's like, you don't want to spoil anything, but it's about some people that are they're having vacation in the woods or whatever, like in, like, Vermont or something.
Well, you can just tell what's in the trailer.
Yeah.
That's in the trailer.
Yeah, the trailer's almost kind of like the first half, like the first, 50 pages of the book, basically. Mm-hmm. So it's like these two guys, like, and their daughter, like, the two couple and their daughter is in a vacation.
Yeah.
In the woods. And, like, the daughter is, like, she's out in the middle, like, just playing in the woods. And then you have Dave Bautista's character, which is
Dave Bautista appears.
Yeah, and he shows up, like, you see him, like, this weird suit or whatever, and he walks up to her. Basically, he's talking to her.
Hmm.
And basically, he's, like, trying to get to know her and stuff like that. It's, like, really strange. Some random big buff man just shows up and starts talking to some little girl.
Yeah.
But he reveals that he's basically saying that I have a mission that we have to do. Like, I want to talk to your dads or whatever.
Yeah, I need to talk to your dads.
Yeah, because
and then
there's something very important that we have to talk about.
Yeah.
And the plot is basically like, I guess, I don't know if that's considered a spoiler.
They tell you that in the trailer.
Did they say anything about what they wanted to do?
Yeah, in the trailer they say, I guess I'll say it because I don't know the story.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I don't know, because I know what happens.
Yeah,
so
you might accidentally spoil something with knowing what happens beyond it. So in the trailer they come in, they say, I need to talk to your dads. And because they're like, he says he's sad or something, and she's like, "Why are you sad?" Yeah. He's like, "Because of what I have to do."
Yeah,
that's
a line from the book.
His friend, these two other people, which it's Drax, and then it looks like
it has Ron Weasley.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is that Ron Weasley?
Yeah, Ron Weasley is there.
Okay, so anyway, Ron Weasley, Drax, and some other person break into the house. They tie up the dads, and they're basically like, we're sent here, we had a vision from like God or something about the end of the world, and we need you to make an impossible choice.
Yeah.
And I kind of know I have a feeling I know what it is, but not to say anything.
I don't know. I watched the first trailer. I didn't see the second trailer, so I don't really know.
What tell you what it is. They just say you have to make an impossible choice.
Yeah. So that's why I didn't want to spoil, because there is it goes into the lore.
If you don't make the choice, the world will end.
Yeah, the world will end if you don't make that choice. So you have your choices. We can't force you, basically. So you have to make your choice your own self.
Yeah.
And you have to be willing to make the choice.
Right. So it does sound interesting.
Yeah. And being M. Night Shyamalan, because the book ends open-ended, M. Night Shyamalan, I don't think the way he makes his movie, he makes things open ended.
He always does a what a twist, but he always ends it with a very clear ending.
Yeah, clear ending. I don't wonder how they're gonna do this. That's the one reason why I have this. Like, I wonder how he's gonna end this movie, because if he's gonna end with like this happens, or if it doesn't happen, then we know what happened. Like we happened, but the book doesn't. It ends like a little bit different.
It's like The Mist or something, where it just ends ambiguously.
Yeah, it's like an ambiguous ending. So it's like it's hard to tell what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
And I'm curious how they can. And that's another thing. I think we've talked about this before, comparing books and movies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
How different the book is to the movie.
Yeah, that's something I want to do more in 2023.
Yeah,
is comparing movies and books, and this would be a good one because you read the book.
Yeah, I read the book, so it's not a long book either. It's pretty. It's probably like 200 pages. It's not that long.
There's a lot. Well, a lot of movies in general, but a lot of horror films are based on a book, and a lot of people don't realize it.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff that are based on books
that people just don't know.
Yeah,
like even like 80s movies and 70s, like they're all based on a book, and like nobody's ever heard of the book.
Yeah. But
okay, so anyway, so my number 2 is Untitled Godzilla movie.
That's a great movie.
It's my favorite title. So this was just announced in November during the G-Fest.
That's the iPad.
Phone is ringing. So anyway, this was announced at G-Fest in November, and it's a Godzilla movie. Obviously, we don't have the title, but this is Toho making a new Godzilla movie. So this could be a good thing, a bad thing, depending on your opinion.
Yes.
I really like the Legendary films because I think they give a more traditional take on Godzilla while putting a lot of new information in. Whereas Toho has decided in the last few years, since 2016, to just go off the wall and do crazy stuff.
Like Shin Godzilla.
Yeah, Shin Godzilla, but Shin Godzilla is just the beginning. Then we got the anime, and then we got Singular Point.
Was not good. I quibied that one.
Yeah.
It took me probably like 2 months to watch it. 2 months
to watch the movie because it was just terrible. And then Singular Point has a lot of weird stuff going on too.
Yeah.
So Godzilla has just been bizarre since 2016. So I'm not sure what Toho wants to do with this. This sounds more straightforward, but the general idea is this is actually set in the late 1940s, so just post World War II.
Yes.
Which is actually the earliest Godzilla's ever been set in a main film. And it's being directed by a director who I actually do know his work. So he did The Returner, he did Parasite 1 and 2, the movies based off the anime.
Yeah.
And he's also done Godzilla work in the past because he did Always Sunset 2, which is, I guess, some movie about Tokyo Tower or something, but there's a dream sequence in the beginning that features Godzilla.
Oh, there you go.
And then he also directed the video portion of Godzilla the Ride, which is like a Universal Studios thing in Japan. So he's worked with Godzilla before. Both films have a very similar design for Godzilla, and it's very traditional Godzilla look.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of thinking maybe this will be more of a normal Godzilla film. Just in a post-war period.
Yeah. And I think that's the one thing. It's like, sometimes you can't be over the top. It's like, just don't be over the top sometimes.
Yeah, I would prefer
traditional stuff.
I would prefer a normal Godzilla movie. Which I know that's what Legendary does, more or less. Yeah. But, like, I want that from Toho as well.
Especially Toho, the way they made movies for, like, the longest time, but
they're just into making weird shit.
Yeah. They buy up all the theories, so show
yes.
Could show other things.
Yeah, so that's my number 2. Yeah. Untitled Godzilla movie.
Yes.
Which that's supposed to come out in November 3rd this year.
It's like a movie done in, like, not even that long.
They didn't take that long to make a Japanese movie.
Yeah.
Because their budget's like $10 million or something.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess is our number 1 here.
Your number 1 pick.
This is probably my number 1 pick just in general.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think we made our list. It wasn't really, like, had any...
This isn't a ranking list.
Yeah, ranking list. It's just a number. But this probably would be my number 1. I'm probably the most excited with this one. Is 65.
Okay.
Which that came out... Like, there was a trailer that came out, like, last week? 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, it's very soon. We talked about this recently.
Yeah. Like, I think on a podcast we talked about it.
Yeah, last week's podcast we talked about
like, 65 million years ago or something like that. So it's like dinosaurs. on Earth, but the guy like hit some asteroid while he's coming. Like it's like it's in space or whatever.
Yeah.
But he's like going to Earth. Like he must have like crash landed on Earth or something like that.
Yeah, it's almost like a reverse Planet of the Apes.
As Kylo Ren coming.
Yeah, Adam Driver.
Yeah.
He's coming in a spaceship and he hits an asteroid and he lands on a planet.
Yes.
And it turns out it's Earth 65 million years ago.
Yes.
So it's like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's a time travel thing or if he's like an ancient astronaut alien type thing.
And he has like, did he have people with like, did he have like,
he had like 30 some people on
he have like
board.
Like a colony or something.
Yeah, but I don't know if they survive or not.
Yeah, because from the sound of it, it looks like him and the one girl.
There's like him and a girl, and that's it.
Yeah, they probably either they crash landed their ship or the crew's like dead, and then that was the only person they could save or something.
Right. Could be like that, because like Planet of the Apes is like that. Like one of the crew members dies on impact.
Yeah.
Or died because, I think if I remember, they died because of a cryo chamber. There was a crack in the thing or something. So, yeah, it's sort of like Planet of the Apes, but like reverse. Instead of going into a future where apes rule the planet,
it's like dinosaurs.
We're in the past when dinosaurs live.
It has a very Jurassic Park feel to it, at least from the trailer.
The dinosaurs look like the first Jurassic Park.
Yeah, because he has a T-Rex or something.
The raptor designs.
Yeah, it looks like something from like Jurassic Park.
Yeah, raptor designs the same. The T-Rex designs the same.
But Adam Driver's a good actor. He's really good.
Yeah, he's an excellent actor.
He based Kylo Ren, but he probably was the best part.
Yeah, Kylo Ren's the best part in the sequels. So he's just wasted.
He is a really decent actor. So
yeah,
and the setting sounds pretty decent, like the premise and everything else. So
yeah, I'm interested in it too. Like I've talked about it before.
Yeah,
I'm more interested in that than any of the Marvel DC stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess for my final one, number one, of course, if you know me in the channel, John Wick Chapter 4.
Oh, yes.
Is my number one pick. And that's going to be really good, I think.
Yeah.
So I think that comes out in March.
That's supposed to be a direct continuation from 3, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it follows up right after 3. And this one has Donnie Yen in it, apparently, as one of the main bad guys. It's got Hiriki Sanada in it. It has, like, a ton of people in this thing.
Yeah, it seemed like a lot of...
Bill Skarsgård's in it.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's like one of the main villains or something.
Oh. Okay.
So it's pretty wild. It's got a lot of different people in it. Looks like we're going to be in, from what I know, I think part of it's supposed to be in Japan, but it's mostly in France and Germany, I think. And there's got to be a part in like Morocco or something.
Yeah.
Because there's the scene in the desert. He's like riding a horse in the desert. And there's a scene with a dog, and it looks like one of the dogs from 3. But Halle Berry's not in this one, so I don't know if he's got the dog on loan or if it's a different dog
that's strange.
What.
Halle Berry didn't die or anything.
No.
Okay, I can't really remember. But
yeah, she just left.
Yeah, she's just like, oh, I helped you. Because at the end of 3, was that the one where they... how did that 3 end?
3 ends with him falling off the roof.
Yeah, falling off the roof after they're like... Doesn't he put like the note to be like, this is Kill Attack John Wick, or that's 2? Is that 2 or 3? I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember. But he falls off the roof. He gets shot off the roof by Winston.
Yeah.
And then...
Because he like...
final scene is they take him to the Bowery King. Down in the sewer or whatever. He's like in a shopping cart, getting carted over there with his dog. And then he's just like... Guys like... how you want to get revenge or something? He's like, yeah.
Yeah.
And then it just ends or whatever.
Okay, yeah. Because I can remember, because I think 2 was the one where everyone has like the phones. It's like, he has like the contract to kill John Wick. That's
how it ends, yeah.
That's 2.
And then it sets into 3.
Okay, yeah.
3 picks up immediately after 2.
Yeah, he's running away.
Yeah.
Literally, he's running away.
Yeah, it's like seconds later, practically.
Yeah.
This one, I don't know. I feel like there has to be a little bit of a time skip because he's got to heal.
Yeah. Probably in the sewers or something.
It might be a few minutes. There is scenes of him like training again.
Yeah.
So he's probably getting his senses back and stuff. Oh, and another film, I guess we're going to do a 2-parter here. My number 1B, I guess, is Ballerina, which is a spin-off of John Wick. It's supposed to be starring Ana de Armas as like this assassin girl or something. Her family gets killed or something. She's like out for vengeance.
That's supposed to be like Atomic Blonde.
Yeah, basically. But it's following somebody from that school that we saw in 3.
Oh, yeah.
That John Wick was raised in. And John Wick's in the movie. So he's supposed to be in Ballerina.
Oh, okay.
So I wonder if it's going to be one of those things where she's hunting down these guys. My personal theory is he'll show up towards the end.
Oh boy.
Like maybe she calls in a favor or something.
Yeah.
And then he helps her out at the end. Like I could see her trying to infiltrate a place. And there's too many guys. So like John is outside fighting the guys and distracting them to keep them out, and then she like sneaks in and goes after the main bad guy or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Norman Reedus is also in that movie.
Norman
So
Reedus.
I don't know if Hideo Kojima is involved in that.
Yeah, Hideo Kojima probably is involved. He's the computer or something.
But no, it looks interesting too. So it's a spin-off, and I think we're also getting the Continental TV show this year as
Yeah.
well.
Is that still going on? Or is
Yeah, I think that comes out this year.
that the Paramount thing? Or like,
Yeah, I don't remember who's showing
yeah,
it.
which streaming service is that supposed to come on?
That is on. I feel like it's like CBS All Access or Paramount Plus. I can't remember which. Or whatever that is,
Yeah.
Peacock or Paramount Plus.
One of them.
Paramount Plus or Peacock. It might be Peacock, actually. I think
Yeah.
it's Peacock. Come to think of it. So I think, yeah, Peacock, I think, is the streaming service that has it. And that one sounds interesting, too, because that's a prequel. It's like in the 1970s following Winston and how he became like the head of the Continental in New York. And the bad guy in that, or at least one of the main characters, is Mel Gibson.
Oh,
So he plays some guy called Cormac.
Mel
So-
Gibson. I mean,
Yeah, so that could be interesting.
I guess Mel Gibson's career is coming back or something.
A
There's
little
been
bit.
a lot of other movies.
There's been a bunch of stuff recently, just not like a major production.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that. So I guess that's just all the John Wick stuff
Yes.
for this that's potentially happening this year.
Yes.
And then we may still be getting a chapter 5 too. They haven't really confirmed or denied it. At one point, 5 and 4 were filming together, and then they decided to split them up.
I wonder if maybe. I guess it depends on how 4 ends. I guess.
Yeah, it depends on how it ends. Chad Stahelski's getting really busy too.
Yeah.
Because
I'm
he's
sure.
doing Ghost of Tsushima after this.
Oh yeah, that's right. He's doing Ghost of Tsushima, isn't it?
Yeah, and then he's doing Highlander still with Henry Cavill, but I don't know what the latest is on that.
Yeah, because I can't imagine Keanu Reeves is like that's a lot of training and stuff you got to do for that. So
Yeah, well, Keanu's going right from this into his Berserker thing for Netflix, which I'm sure is
Oh.
going to utilize that training still.
that's right. That's like the Berserker, like
That's his next thing.
thing.
Yeah, it's his thing.
his
Yeah,
Berserker thing. Like,
yeah.
him playing as Berserker.
His autobiographical account of how he's been a god of war for the last 60,000 years.
Not
or-
Berserker.
Not the anime.
Guts Berserker.
No, no.
Which that could work too if he wasn't playing Guts.
True.
That would work.
Maybe they'll give us the Cowboy Bebop with Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
But-
Which that probably would work pretty well, but that's pretty violent too.
Also,
so.
I'm wondering if Constantine 2 is still happening.
Yeah, I guess he was wanting to do that too.
Because he said that was greenlit, and then, but I don't know if that's under James Gunn or something else. I feel like that'd be under somebody else though, because that
Yeah.
wasn't part of the DCU.
That was probably under just Warner Brothers in general.
Because it was like 8 or 9 years before Man of Steel came out,
Yeah.
so it can't be part of what used to be Snyder's.
Yeah, it probably is its own thing.
So maybe that'll be its own thing, and hopefully that's still happening. So I guess that would be
Yeah.
the next thing Keanu's doing after John Wick, and then he's doing Berserker. Because Berserker has an anime coming out that's like a prequel or something, and it's a live action
That's gonna be
movie
confusing.
and TV show, and it's all over the place.
Because you have Berserker, the anime.
Yeah,
with
but
guts,
it
and then
doesn't have
Berserker
any
with-
vowels in it though.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It's spelled like BRZKRZ or something like that. It's like Berserker.
So they made a Gmail account.
Yeah, pretty much.
Use it.
It's a Keanu Reeves username.
The username for his Gmail
That's
account.
his old AOL username.
Yeah, Berserker 420.
Yeah.
AOL.com.
420 plays it.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's going to do it, I think, for our most anticipated films of the year 2023.
Yes.
So let us know in the comments below what your most anticipated films are this year.
Yes.
And if you like this video, give us a thumbs up. Consider subscribing for more content in the future. And you too could feel the strength welling within. See ya.
See ya.